You're 8 months pregnant, glowing with the anticipation of meeting your baby, when you walk into the restaurant where you and your boyfriend picked out names for your little one, only to freeze as you see him down on one knee, proposing to another woman at the very table where you dreamed of your future together. I'm Mia Carter, and this is how I turned the deepest betrayal into a journey of strength, self-discovery, and a love that was always meant to be mine. Proving that even the darkest moments can lead to the brightest new beginnings. I'm 29, 8 months pregnant. My belly round and heavy as I waddle into La Bella Vita, a quaint Italian restaurant in Chicago's West Loop, the place where my boyfriend, Ryan, and I spent hours picking baby names just 3 months ago. The air smells of garlic and rosemary, the same scent that filled the night we settled on Ava for our daughter, a name that felt like a promise of the family we'd build. The walls are adorned with vintage photos of Italy, the soft glow of string lights casting a warm ambiance, a setting that once felt like home, but now feels like a battlefield. I'm here to surprise Ryan. He'd texted me earlier, saying he'd be working late on a project, but a coworker tipped me off that he was here. I thought I'd join him, share a quiet dinner, and maybe laugh about how our little Ava's kicks are keeping me up at night. Her tiny movements a constant reminder of the life we're creating together. But as I step inside, my heart stops. There he is, at our table by the window, the one with the view of the twinkling city lights, the table where we'd laughed and dreamed, where we'd written Ava Grace on a napkin, giggling over how perfect it sounded. He's on one knee, a velvet box in his hand, a diamond ring catching the candlelight as he looks up at a woman I've never seen before, her blonde hair cascading over her shoulders, her smile radiant, her eyes sparkling with joy. "Will you marry me, Jessica?" he says, his voice soft but clear, the words slicing through me like a knife, each syllable a betrayal that cuts deeper than I thought possible. I'm frozen, my hand on my belly, Ava kicking as if she feels the betrayal too, my breath caught in my throat, the room spinning as I realize the man I thought I'd spend my life with is proposing to someone else, in the very place where we'd built our dreams. Jessica gasps, nodding through tears, and the restaurant erupts in applause. The sound a cruel contrast to the silence in my heart, the clinking of glasses and cheers a mockery of the life I thought I had. I want to scream, to run, but my feet are glued to the floor, my body trembling as Ryan slips the ring on her finger, his smile wide, the same smile he gave me when we found out I was pregnant, the smile I thought was mine alone. I finally move, turning to leave, but my purse slips, hitting the floor with a thud that echoes in the now quiet room. Ryan looks up, his eyes meeting mine, and the color drains from his face, his expression shifting from joy to horror in an instant. "Mia?" he whispers, his voice a mix of shock and guilt, but I'm already stumbling out the door, tears streaming down my face, the cold night air hitting me like a slap as I clutch my belly, whispering to Ava, "It's just you and me now, baby girl." My voice breaking as I step into the darkness, the weight of his betrayal a burden I don't know how to carry. I make it home to my small apartment, the nursery half finished, a crib in the corner, tiny clothes folded on a rocking chair, a space I'd filled with hope now tainted by betrayal. I collapse on the couch, my phone buzzing with Ryan's calls, but I can't answer, can't face him, not after what I saw. The image of him on one knee for her burned into my mind. My best friend Ellie comes over after I text her, her arms around me as I sob, the story spilling out in broken pieces, my voice raw with pain. She's furious, her brown eyes blazing as she paces, her curly hair bouncing with every step, her voice sharp with indignation. "He's been lying to you, Mia. We need to know how long this has been going on, how deep this goes." Ellie helps me dig, her laptop open as we search Jessica's social media, her profile a public gallery of her life. Trips to Paris, designer bags, and then a photo from 6 months ago, her and Ryan at a rooftop bar, his arm around her, captioned, "My forever." 6 months ago, I was already pregnant, showing Ryan ultrasound pictures. planning our future, while he was building another life with her. His laughter in that photo, a stark contrast to the tears I shed alone. I feel sick, my stomach churning as I realize he'd been living a double life, splitting his time between us, lying to my face while I carried his child, his promises to me nothing but empty words. Ryan shows up at my door an hour later, his face pale, his hands shaking as he begs to explain, his voice desperate, his eyes pleading for a forgiveness I don't have to give. "Mia, I didn't mean for this to happen," he says, his words a jumbled mess. But I'm too raw, too broken to hear it. My hand on my belly as Ava kicks, a reminder of what's at stake. "You proposed to her in our place, Ryan," I say, my voice trembling, tears burning my eyes. "You made me believe we were a family, that we had a future." He admits he met Jessica at work, that she's a senior executive, her wealth and status a draw he couldn't resist, that he thought he could have it all. Me and Ava at home, her and her world on the side. I tell him to leave, my voice cold, my heart a storm of anger and grief, knowing I can't let him near Ava, not after this, not ever. My resolve a shield I wrap around us both as I close the door, his footsteps fading down the hall, a sound that marks the end of the life I thought we'd share. The next few weeks are a blur, my due date looming as I navigate the heartbreak alone, the weight of Ryan's betrayal a constant ache in my chest. I block his number, his attempts to reach me a reminder of his lies, but I can't let him drag me down. Not when Ava's counting on me. Not when I'm all she has. I'm a graphic designer, working freelance, and I throw myself into my projects, designing logos and branding for small businesses. The work a distraction from the pain, a way to keep my mind busy as I prepare for motherhood. My apartment becomes a sanctuary, the nursery a space I pour my love into, Ellie helping me finish it, painting the walls a soft lavender, hanging a mobile of stars above the crib, her presence a lifeline as I face the reality of being a single mom. Her laughter a reminder that I'm not alone, not completely. I go into labor on a rainy Tuesday, Ellie by my side as I bring Ava into the world, her tiny cries filling the hospital room, her blue eyes a mirror of mine, her tiny fingers wrapping around my thumb as I hold her close, tears of joy mixing with the pain I've carried. She's perfect, a piece of me I'll protect with everything I have, a reminder that I'm enough, that we're enough, just the two of us. Holding her, I feel a strength I didn't know I had, a resolve to give her the life she deserves, a life free from the man who broke us. I name her Ava Grace Carter, my last name a declaration of our independence, a promise that we don't need Ryan to be whole, that we'll build a future on our own terms, a future where Ava knows she's loved, where she knows she's enough. 6 months later, Ava is a chubby, giggling baby, her laughter the soundtrack of my days, her presence a healing balm to the wounds Ryan left behind, her tiny hands reaching for me as I sing her lullabies, her smile a light in the darkness I've walked through. I'm at a local coffee shop, Ava in her stroller, her tiny socks slipping off as she babbles, when I meet Noah, a pediatric nurse with warm brown eyes and a gentle smile that makes my heart skip a beat. He's there with his sister's kids, helping them pick pastries, their giggles filling the air as he kneels to fix Ava's socks, his chuckle soft and warm. "She's adorable," he says, his voice kind, and we start talking, the conversation easy, natural, a spark I haven't felt in years, a connection that feels like a breath of fresh air after the suffocation of Ryan's betrayal. Noah and I start meeting for coffee, then play dates at the park, Ava squealing on the swings as we talk about everything. My art, his work at the children's hospital, the dreams we've held onto despite life's curveballs. He's 31, single, and loves kids. His patience with Ava a quiet reassurance, his presence a steady comfort I didn't know I needed, his laughter a sound that fills the spaces Ryan left empty. I tell him about Ryan, the betrayal still raw, my voice trembling as I recount that night at La Bella Vita, the way it shattered me, the way it made me question my worth. Noah listens, his hand on mine, his touch warm and grounding, his voice soft but firm. "You're stronger than you know, Mia," he says, his eyes meeting mine, a sincerity in them that makes me believe him, that makes me feel seen in a way I haven't in years. For the first time, the weight of Ryan's words, "I'm not enough," finally lifts, replaced by a truth I'm starting to see. I am enough, more than enough for Ava, for myself, for someone like Noah who sees me for who I am, who values me for the woman I've become, not the one I thought I had to be. A year after Ava's birth, Ryan reappears, showing up at my apartment unannounced, his face haggard, his suit wrinkled, a far cry from the polished man I once knew, the man who'd charmed me with his confidence, his ambition. He's been fired from his job, he says, after Jessica ended their engagement, her family's influence pulling strings to blacklist him in the industry, his dreams of wealth and status crumbling like a house of cards. "I made a mistake, Mia," he says, his voice breaking, his eyes pleading, his hands clasped as if in prayer. "I want to be a dad to Ava. I want us to be a family, to fix what I broke." I'm torn, the part of me that loved him aching at his pain, the memories of our early days, late-night talks, shared dreams, flashing through my mind. But the stronger part, the mother I've become, knows better, knows that love isn't enough when trust is gone, when betrayal has left scars that run too deep. I stand in the doorway, Ava on my hip, her tiny hand in mine, her presence a reminder of what's at stake, of the life I've built without him. "You chose your path, Ryan," I say, my voice steady, my resolve a shield I've forged through months of pain, through nights of tears, and days of growth. "You don't get to come back now that it's fallen apart. Ava deserves better, and so do I." I close the door, my heart racing but my resolve firm, knowing I'm protecting my daughter from a man who'd already broken her before she was even born, knowing I'm choosing a future where we're free from his shadow, a future where we can thrive on our own terms, a future where Ava grows up knowing she's enough, knowing she's loved, knowing she's the center of a family that'll never let her down. Noah and I grow closer, our bond deepening as Ava turns 2, her curly hair and bright smile a constant joy. Her first words, "Mama," and "No" for Noah, a testament to the family we're building, a family born from love, not betrayal, a family that feels like a gift after the pain I've endured. Noah moves in with us, his laughter filling our apartment, his steady presence a foundation I can rely on, his love for Ava as fierce as mine, a love that shows me what a real partner looks like, what a real father can be. We're a team, changing diapers, reading bedtime stories, celebrating Ava's milestones with a joy I never thought I'd find after Ryan's betrayal. A joy that feels like a second chance at the life I'd always wanted. A life I now have with someone who chooses us every day, who shows up in ways Ryan never did. I start my own graphic design business, Carter Creative, the name a nod to the strength I've found in myself, the legacy I'm building for Ava, a legacy of resilience and independence that I want her to carry with her as she grows. The business takes off, my designs catching the eye of local startups, my inbox flooded with clients, my days a whirlwind of creativity and motherhood, my nights spent with Noah, planning a future I can believe in, a future where Ava grows up knowing she's enough, knowing she's loved, knowing she's the center of a family that'll never let her down. We take Ava to the zoo, her eyes wide at the giraffes, her laughter echoing as Noah lifts her to see the penguins, moments that fill my heart with a gratitude I never thought I'd feel, moments that remind me of the life I've built, the love I've found, the strength I've discovered within myself. 2 years after Ryan's return, I hear through a mutual friend that he's moved to New York, working a low-level sales job, his dreams of grandeur a distant memory, his life a shadow of what he'd chased with Jessica, a life he'd thrown me away for, a life that crumbled under the weight of his own choices. I feel a pang of sadness for the man I once loved, the man I thought I'd build a life with. But it's fleeting, replaced by a gratitude for the life I've built, a life where his betrayal no longer defines me, a life where I've found my own power, my own happiness, my own family, a life where I've learned to love myself as much as I love Ava, as much as Noah loves us both. Noah proposes on Ava's 3rd birthday, in our living room, surrounded by balloons and cake, Ava clapping as he gets down on one knee, a simple gold ring in his hand, his voice steady as he asks me to be his wife, his eyes filled with a love I can feel in my bones. I say yes, tears in my eyes, Ava hugging us both, her laughter a melody that fills the space, a moment of pure joy that feels like a full circle, a new beginning in the place where I've rebuilt my life, a place that's now filled with love, not pain. We marry in a small ceremony at a park, Ava as our flower girl, her tiny hands tossing petals, her smile a mirror of mine, a reminder of the journey we've taken together, a journey that started with heartbreak but ended with love, a journey that's shown me the depth of my own strength, the power of my own heart. I think back to that night at La Bella Vita, the moment I saw Ryan propose to Jessica, the moment I thought my world had ended, the moment I thought I'd never be enough, the moment I thought I'd lost everything. But I was wrong. I was always enough. For Ava, for Noah, for myself, more than enough to build a life I'm proud of, a family I cherish, a future I believe in, a future where Ava grows up knowing she's loved, knowing she's enough, knowing she's the center of a family that'll never let her down. I've proved that even the deepest betrayal can lead to the brightest new beginnings, that even the darkest moments can light the way to a love that's real, a love that lasts, a love that's mine, a love that's ours, a love that'll carry us forward, together, always.